Hey, everybody, welcome back. We are just looking at Fangs. Just her ears are poking out over the edge of the cat bed. She is enjoying the heated pad, and poor Purdy won't stay in it. I keep putting her in it to show her it's warm, and she won't stay in it. So I don't know what to do. At any rate, we are getting ready to react to some more dark. I am super tired. I don't know if I obviously didn't sleep well last night. I don't know if it was because of the fibro or because of something else. My feet have been hurting real bad from standing at the funeral and all that kind of stuff. So I'm super tired, and I thought, well, I'll go ahead and do some more reactions to Dark before I get super tired later this evening. And if anybody says, well, just take a nap, I can't do naps. If I do a nap, I then have problems falling asleep that night. So it's one of those things where even if I'm tired enough to sleep, I need to force myself to stay awake until bedtime. So it's also Sunday, and I worked today, and it was fairly busy on the shift and everything. Dealt with that as well, and I'm also starting to get a migraine. So I've got a smoothie. It is smoothie season, even though it's not totally warm out. It's warm enough for smoothies. So I've got my smoothie out. I'm gonna have that while we watch this. Because I'm reacting to this sooner than I had planned on, I did not get a lot of the dark interactive website looked at for finishing season two. I got I got as far as figuring out that Justine is not Justine, it's Bernadette. So I've been calling her the wrong name. And so now I'm wondering again who is Justine. So just adding more to the confusion that I have. I looked at another character and their role in everything, and I forget who it was now. And I started looking at Jonas and looking at his timeline of events, and I didn't finish him. So I didn't get very far on that. I also have not watched any of Blind Wave's reactions to season two. So I don't know what the guys thought about everything that's going on. But as we get ready to start season three, episode one, and I don't know the title yet, but I got to thinking, what was it I was thinking? That's the key. When I have migraines and I'm tired, it's hard to keep concentrated on the thought I had, thoughts, anything like that. So, but Martha came from another universe to grab Jonas and take him with her, and she had a different time machine, had similar cylinders, but the ball was different rather than the rectangular time machines that we've been dealing with for season two. Claudia has obviously somehow gotten to the other universe. They're trying to stop Adam, who is supposedly Jonas in the future, but and Jonas or Adam was saying to Jonas, this is what you'll end up feeling, is what I'm telling you is going to happen. And Adam specifically shot Martha to trigger those emotions in Jonas to get him thinking the way that Adam is thinking. But Martha's intervening and pulling him into another universe, hopefully to keep him from going down the path of turning into that Adam, or that Adam. So, two things occurred to me. If Jonas knows that that's his future self, And he doesn't want to turn into that person and doesn't want to believe what that person is trying to do, which is create a whole new world by destroying the world we're currently in. If he's Adam, and I'm not condoning this, just we'll be clear on that. I'm not condoning it. But why doesn't he just, the younger one, off himself so he doesn't turn into that Adam? Is it, I mean, that was one thought. I had that. Then the other one is, how did anybody discover? We still don't know who initially discovered the time traveling. We've got the Time Travelers Association, but where's the egg? Where did it all start? Did they just stumble upon it? And they stumbled upon it by these God particles, which I don't know if that's the correct term to use for them, but that's what I'm using because that's what we were stuck on during that part of the show. But did somebody stumble upon one of those and then somehow disassemble it and then reassembled it back together again? I mean, disassembled it, I'm assuming that's what's in the barrels in the nuclear plant, which when they released it, is what caused the explosion. And it went normal size, what we've been seeing, and then it imploded and then exploded. And I'm not sure physics wise if that's conceivable to implode and then explode. I thought it was always just one or the other. I know when a vessel goes far enough under the ocean, deep enough, it will implode. The pressure implodes the vehicle and it caves in, but it doesn't then explode, although air bubbles release that sort of thing. So maybe it was a release of something when it imploded. At any rate, I might be thinking too hard on that, which is possible. And sorry, I know I'm out of frame a little bit. There we go. If I lean back too far, you guys can't. I lean out of frame. So, how did we stumble across this God particle to begin with? How did it disassemble to be able to be put into the yellow containers? And if just one of the containers contained one of the God particles, then what's in all the 50 other containers? The same thing. And so we've got 50 portals, or is it just makes one bigger and bigger and bigger one? Places my mind goes. So not really any answers, but things I've been thinking about. Oh, the other part of the time traveling stuff, I got sidetracked. I don't know where it started to begin with, but also how did Claudia discover the other universe time machine? For that matter, how did the other universe discover our universe that we're in? So, again, which came first? How did they stumble upon it? How did it happen? How did they know to build these machines? All these kind of questions that are coming along. And yes, we know Claudia's been to the other world because she talked about a world without Jonas. And as far as we know, our world that we're currently in, there's always a Jonas. And it's said that you can't change things, although Jonas is determined to change things. So, yeah. Oh, and the other big thingy that happened in the season finale is Agnes shot Noah. Noah is Charlotte's father, but they've been talking about who Charlotte's mother is. And I'm wondering if Charlotte's mother is somebody we've also already met. Noah didn't reveal who Charlotte's mother is. So does anybody else know who her mother is. As far as we know, the only person that knew was Noah. So, lots of questions. A lot of rambling. How long have we been rambling now? 10 minutes. So, let's go ahead and get to the episode, see what's going on, and go from there. And this one is called Deja Vu. Yes, we've definitely been feeling deja vu. I wonder if the deja vu theme goes along with the endless loop theme. We've got some titles that cross over a lot. Like we talked about, there's the beginning and the ending, there's the endings and the beginnings, there's the alpha and the omega. So a lot of crossover on just the titles. So now we've got deja vu. No sense in predicting because I'm not going to be able to predict anything. But he cannot will what he but he cannot will what he wills. That doesn't make sense.
Where our journey would take us.
Oh, before she keeps speaking, I'm not sure if that's Claudia or somebody else, but Claudia kept saying that Adam didn't know how it all worked. All these years, he still didn't know how it all worked, which also tells me that she knew about the other universe. And so I'm thinking Claudia set it up for Martha to come and save Jonas at the particular moment that she was shot because she knows how it works. That was one of my guesses. We'll see if I'm even close. So this is Adam's place. There's the time machine. Schematics. Magnus and I was assuming. Oh no. Oh no. Oh maybe. Similar hairline to the younger guy. Got it to burn by waving his hand? Or did he throw his lantern? So burning the place down. Burning Mundus's headquarters. I'm not saying it right, I know. Oh, we got some new pictures. I do like the kaleidoscope effect. Okay. So this is our usual vantage point. And I kept saying I didn't see a field near the smokestacks, but this seems further out than usual. And there is a field right here, but it looked closer in the other shots that we had. Plus, the some of the shots, I forget what years now, there was the tree line was expanded out. There was more clearing around the smokestacks. Oh, so that was the apocalypse. I thought she did that before the explosion. Reminds me a little bit of Willy Wonka when they itemize and reanimate. You know what I'm talking about. The particles.
Your world and my world. They
Collect.
form a knot that is inextricably intertwined.
Oh.
I'll make this right. I promise.
Wait, where are you going?
Oh, they kind of changed roles. So he's in her world now? Is he gonna have to face his father again? Deep in my heart. Oh, it's Cher. I was trying to think of who it was that was singing. You guys can't hear it, it's too faint. If I could turn back time. Apropos.
With him now.
Oh,
It's
on,
weird
Nickel,
seeing
it's time to get ready.
Katarina's hair more smooth and combed out. Oh, hello. So there are two little sex bunnies in this world too. I'm glad his hair is different. Still shaggy though, isn't it? Now, that's the Conwald house in our world with Jonas and Hannah, but they're showing us the Nielsen's in it. Although the inside looks like their house because the
You want to
stairs go
ride?
the other way in
It's supposed to
Hannah's
rain later.
house. The
I don't even know what
kitchen
that
and the
says.
table and the stairs and all of that are just like Hannah's though. And I thought the Nielsen's lived in a brick house. So Oric is with Hannah in this one. And let me guess, Hannah's still not going to be happy that they're together in
I
this
was
world.
awake half the night again. Ulrich,
Oh, she's pregnant. I would say about to deliver, based on the belly. So Martha's wearing the yellow jacket and riding a bike like Jonas was in the first episode we saw. Oh, he's still missing. Does Michael exist? And we got two chairs on the other side of the hill now. So he can't figure out which timeline he's in since things are different.
Don't forget to breathe.
Don't forget to think. Hey,
Hey.
you seen Killian
Artosh,
today?
look at your
Huh?
hair.
So why all this effort? I
Hair?
mean, we all
I
die
can't
in the
talk.
end.
Killian.
Who's Killian?
It will happen again. It will happen again.
Is this TikTok? Yep. He's going to be a little surprised. Somebody's going to ask who he is and what he's doing in their house. Maybe their stairs are two-way stairs. You can get upstairs depending on which room you're in. That might explain why I'm confused a little bit by the stairs.
Questioning the neighbors hasn't produced any new leads either. So anybody got a bright idea?
So Waller has both eyes.
Go see Tiedemann. Wohler, look into the tire tracks.
Got it.
So Ulrich
Rakowski,
is the
speak again with the
chief
Obendorfs.
okay.
For all we know, he ran
and
away.
Charlotte's in
This isn't the
Ulrich's
first time.
spot. Taking on the role of Katerina. Gonna sniff the, yep, sniff the hoodie.
It explodes. No, it implodes. And it turns into a black hole. And then
We were talking about imploding and exploding, weren't we? Was I following things and just didn't know it?
maybe nothing, or maybe a new world, in which nothing
So they
is
just
as we know it.
talked about what the premise is, right?
All I'm asking is to view the schedules of your employees
Maybe a new
on
world?
that day.
All right.
Now that's the inspector that's looking
Okay then.
for his brother Alexander. Or is that Alexander? Yes, that's Alexander.
How incredibly generous of you.
Well, the animosity hasn't changed.
What was he bringing?
Is that a different
not sure.
actress playing Katerina? I think it's a different actress. Is he going to tell him to get that signature?
Mom?
I'm sorry?
This is going to freak her out a little bit. So he saw his mom, saw that she's pregnant, knows that it's not him, but maybe it is. Who's this guy? Oh, it's Ulrich. Sorry, I'm not used to him dressed that way. So he's no longer with Katerina, he's with Hannah and cheating on Hannah with Charlotte.
Wohler.
He was giving him the evil eye, wasn't he?
Thread. Blood red. Connects
I thought she
all
didn't
our
do this
actions.
play until...
You cannot untie
Oh,
a
she's
knot.
practicing. Oh no,
You
there's
can
people.
cut through it.
I thought the
An
play was
invisible
after
bond.
Mickle disappears.
Some nights he pulls on the bond.
Rehearsal.
We'll stop here.
I don't know what your deal is, but just fuck off, okay?
He kind of knew that the families were mixed up, so I don't know why he confronted her like that. So Magnus discovers the bunker? Yep, 2 bunnies. Is Francesca deaf instead of Liz? Still uncomfortable with these scenes. Did she pass from cancer or?
Hey, wait! What's your name?
I was I was just sitting there thinking, I don't know if it showed on my face or not, but I was like, did the screen just breathe? And then I thought, okay, I'm just totally, because sometimes I have aura, um, not aura, ocular migraines, and it messes with my field of vision. So when it didn't happen right away again, I was like, okay, it's just one of those happening. And then it happened. I was like, okay, it's the TV show. I'm not having an ocular migraine. So, oh, oh my God. All right, let's get back to it. And it imploded. The screen imploded. Regina's house, or the Tiedemanns in general, right? That was the kid from burning down the
The
Adams
master
place.
key.
Is that supposed to be Adam? That one? A garrote. That's not deja vu.
No pain.
Did I say Adam? I meant Noah.
An
Is that Noah?
everlasting miracle.
It's almost the 3 characters, the kid, the old man, and the middle-aged guy, are almost like maiden, the crone. I forget the middle one. But the three faces, the 3 women. I forget how they're referenced in mythology, but basically the maiden, the something, the crone, and they're responsible for the strings of life, and they weave the tapestry of life to kind of sum it up, but they can also snip the fabric as well and disrupt the life of that person. I'm going to have to look up. Hold on. The maiden, the mother, and the crone, also known as the triple goddess. These 3 figures are often described as the maiden, the mother, and the crone, each of which symbolizes both a separate stage in the female life. I was reading just the snippet that they had. When I went to the page itself, it of course didn't start that way. Each of which symbolizes both a separate stage in the female life cycle and a phase of the moon, and often rules one of the realms of heavens, earth, and underworld. In various forms of Wicca, her masculine consort is the horned god. And so the horned god, god of nature, wilderness, sexuality, and hunting. Associated, well, I just said that. Well, did it have that? I didn't have that. So, to reiterate, in common Wiccan belief, he is associated with nature, wilderness, sexuality, hunting, and the life cycle. Whilst depictions of the deity vary, he is always shown with either horns or antlers upon his head. And there were antlers when they were walking through the school. The one had antlers and doing something with the antlers, and then the other person had a mask that was like one of the theater masks, happy and sad drama masks, often depicted as being therocephalic. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the first half of that correctly, but having a beast's head, in this way emphasizing the union of the divine and the animal, the latter of which includes humanity. So this is kind of fitting right in, isn't it? I'm not going to continue reading because I'm not sure if that is actually what's going on or if I'm just trying to make sense out of things that I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and back to the show. Imploded again. Is this Bernadette? This isn't the truck stop, though, is it? It's a greenhouse.
The police came
Oh,
by today.
Jurgen.
Change what?
Rest of her friends.
Get lost, freak.
So is Mikkel still disappearing just from a different location? Or is somebody else disappearing? Is
Shirley?
Ulrich disappearing?
I'm going to the parents' meeting.
Follow this up.
Yep, Waller doesn't like it. So is he going to run in? Wait. Whose house was Hannah in?
No, this is legit. About 100 years ago, just after the war, they did experiments in the caves.
What kind of experiments?
His story fits the timeline.
Fuck is happening?
Someone with the flashlight.
Come on.
Is it going to be Francesca that
Martha, come on.
gets left behind? Oh, so Killian and his brother are both taken?
Killian?
Martha!
Is that Claudia? Just like Jonas saw a male figure, just like that. Covered in the goo, and the goo is kind of similar to the God particle stuff. Okay, so she's back at Ulrich's house. So Jurgen is the one hiding the canisters. Was he hiding them in the first one? Can't remember now. So Killian wasn't taken. Why did they run to the bunker to hide?
Is it over?
I think so.
Oh, they thought it was some kind of disaster happening. So they find out about the time rip right away. Is that going to be Mads or somebody else?
Shit.
That looks like a doll. Okay, it's Mads.
Again and again. Because of you. And because of me.
Okay. Now, which world is she in? Now, I can't tell if that's a different bearded man, Jonas, or the same one, actor-wise.
I am not Martha.
Okay, so she's back in our world.
I came here to help you find the origin. The
Oh, and I
one
was
thing-
asking about that too.
And in mine.
Well, so I don't know how much of that was subliminal. Subliminal? It's like aluminum. As far as me saying, how did it all start to begin with? Where is the beginning? Because it had to begin somewhere. There had to be a first. Maybe it was subliminal. I can't say the word, but maybe it was that word. So nobody was taken in the other world, in Martha's world, that night that Mikkel was supposed to disappear. Instead, Mads was delivered, which happened in the first one too, but nobody was taken. Or was somebody taken and we just don't know who yet? Because so far, everything's running parallel for the most part, except just names may be different. situations are different, but the events themselves are parallel so far. The only thing that's off is Hannah is pregnant with Oryx's baby. We're assuming it's Oryx's baby. And is that a new character in general, or is that a different Jonas? Would Jonas have still been born just to different parents? Which brings in a whole nother philosophical debate. All right. I think that's all my questions for this one. So thank you all for joining me on this one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.